The U.S. has always felt this moral imperative, right, to welcome the poor, the tired at our shores. It's on the Statue of Liberty. But now we're at a political moment where it's just so divided that we can forget that it's also a moral issue to take care of our brother and sister in need. In recent years, up to about 2008, the number of immigrants coming to the United States grew exponentially. And it was largely because of U.S. trade policy. And so suddenly we found many more people in the situation than we'd ever encountered before. Every person is loved by God. Every person was brought into being by God. And to look at that person have no prospects, to look at that person have no way to try to get work, to try to raise their own family, to try to contribute, but just to be stopped because of a series of laws and social structures is really, I think, just immoral. There has to be some way created to give them an out so that they can live a full life.
So I'm Luis Hernandez. To my right here is my dad, Jose. I have my two sisters here, Kimberly and Briseida, and then that's my mother, Selena.
I came 24 years ago. In that time I was thinking about how I want to build my family. And I was 2 years alone with my son. I told him, I want to go there. I don't want to be here more alone because I need to look for something better for my son. I will give to my son and my daughter the better option of life in this country. I'm really sad, not just for me, for my son. He's not willing to come here. I brought him here. My dream is he could get a residence. He could work.
I went to school for architecture, and I was very fortunate that I was able to go because of my mother's savvy and having put money away to pay for it in cash. But unfortunately, in combination with the economy and where I stand, it hasn't really flourished.
Nobody do nothing for him and for another ones.
I'm reminded that Jesus himself was part of a family that had to flee to another country early in his life at one time for safety. And if there isn't something that touches your heart there that makes you look at these individuals in a new way, I don't know what would. I think whatever our thoughts on various forms of public policy, I think we need to always keep our heart in the place and realizing that these are human beings. They're just trying to find a way to support themselves and their families through life. And then we try to do what's best.
Our office works particularly in the aspect of education because the U.S. Catholic Conference of Bishops in 2005, they had two main goals. One is to educate the Catholic community on the benefits of immigration and immigrants. Second is to advocate for immigration reform. Those were two goals. In 2005, to this very day, we are working in those two goals, and we will do it until it really happens. Immigrants have been asking a question, what could we do for ourselves to help each other? So as a response of that question, the Immigrant to Immigrant Ministry, or Pastoral Migratoria in Spanish, or the Polish Immigrant to Immigrant Ministry, was born, and our office also was formed in 2009.
Pastoral Migratoria give me the opportunity to fight for the immigrant rights. The reason for I am in Pastoral Migratoria to inform another ones to help.
We are the only diocese in the country, 200 dioceses, and we are the only ones. Why? Why only Chicago doing this? That is a question for me and a prayer for me. So our dream, our goal, our prayer is for the Immigrant to Immigrant Ministry, at least for that, to develop this model and to take to the country, to take to the world. That is my prayer for a long time. And I think God will grant me, because immigrants are not here. And the suffering is not just in Chicago, it's in all over the country and the world. So we have so many migrants who are all over the world, and what a blessing to work and to serve God and to accompany immigrants here.
I am not alone because I share the dream.
No estoy solo porque tengo una misión.
I'm not alone because I have hope.
Because I have a future.
Because I have a community.
Because I have dignity.
Nie jestem sama. Łaska Ducha Świętego wzmacnia mnie.
I'm not alone because I feel welcome.
Mimi si mwenyewe kwa sababu nina kitumaini.
Em không cảm thấy một mình, tại em có cộng đoàn ở nhà thờ của em.